bătălia maximă politică acolo este între interesul PSD, deci PSD e o organizație care este aproape militarizată în teritoriu, ca să înțelegem. Deci forța PSD-ului în sine, pentru că altfel vedem că din clasa noastră politică se imbecilizează pe zi ce trece, dar forța asta care rămâne și dă acel nucleu de forță către PSD, care partid, altfel vedem că nu mai are nicio structură, nu mai are nimic cu social-democrația, practic niciun interes legat de cetățeni, în afara de populismele pe care le-a făcut înainte de alegeri, împreună cu PNL-ul, evident, nu numai PSD-ul, dar să înțelegem, lupta acolo la coaliție e următoarea. PSD-ul trage foarte tare ca să dea bani foarte mult primarilor, consiliilor județene, pentru că ca să ții această structură militarizată, piramidală, care să răspundă eficient de la centru când e nevoie, PSD-ul întotdeauna a dat bani în teritoriu și atunci tot ce s-a câștigat din fonduri europene, din părți ale bugetului, din diferite taxe și impozite, se duceau către primari, primării, către consilii județene, care evident făceau afacerile cu statul din teritoriu și din aceste afaceri se îmbogățeau exclusiv membrii ai PSD, în special cei de la conducere. În zona liberală, sistemul este puțin răsturnat, adică totdeauna la liberal a funcționat că din toate donații, șpăgi, tot ce se poate extrage din zone de afaceri, în special teritoriale, jumate din bani rămân local, jumate vin la partid, la centru, către conducerea PNL.
Da.
Asta
deci o escrocherie în lanț. Era modelul ăsta în Occident pe timpuri când eram noi mici, că înainte de reducere, de ziua reducerilor, ei scumpeau de 3 ori totul și reduceau apoi odată. Urmă s-a aplicat și la noi la Black Friday. Acum, iată, ne aplică și clasa politică, baza asta.
Trebuie reținut, și asta o spun cu experiența mea de gazetar deja de peste 35 de ani și de câte ori am avut investigații în teme și în zone politice, deci totdeauna așa au funcționat. Și atunci bătălia pe care o vedem noi acum nu este decât de imagine, chipurile către cetățean, că i-ar scădea taxe, impozite sau ar micșora cât de cât această austeritate excesiv impusă, ci este pur și simplu o bătălie în coaliție care duce bani mai departe, pentru că PNL-ul are interes și Bolojan vrea să taie de la primari. Pentru cine nu știe, deci o mare parte de la buget se duc în bani către primării, inclusiv la capitală. Capitala are un buget, să zicem, de 3-4 miliarde, a avut situații când se ducea să dea de 4 miliarde, numai sectorul 1 era cel mai bogat, dădea peste 1,5 miliarde către bugetul local, bani care, să înțelegeți, să ciordeau, adică nu veneau către dumneavoastră în sectoare și în astea. Și totdeauna se suplimentau acești bani de la bugete către primării, în afara taxelor și impozitelor locale, pe o așa zisă dezvoltare, pe o linie de dezvoltare. PSD-ul profita de această chestiune și atunci din fondurile care veneau de la buget și din ce se atrăgeau, își plăteau primarii și cei din teritoriu, membrii, adică dădeau ca o taxă de protecție ca ăștia să fie armata PSD-ului la nevoie, la alegeri, la orice fel de susținere, strângere de meeting, orice politic cu totul în sine. În vreme ce Bolojan are interesul să scoată acest ajutor pe care vine de la buget și care să se ducă în jos către PSD, forțând ca acolo să se atragă fondurile din taxele și impozitele mărite, deci local, care să se ducă în niște afaceri se fac local cu clientela locală, deci nu
наконец!
La genocid. Dar nu e cazul la mine, eu n-am decât păreri.
Reporter for Fox News basically saying
It's a foregone
it's
conclusion.
foregone conclusion. The military buildup is so large here that really Trump has no choice in the matter, and yet he hasn't even made a decision.
Well, there's precedent for that. And in August of 1914, when the Germans finally decided to mobilize, this is after it became clear that the Tsar had mobilized the Russian forces, the French were mobilizing, the Austrians had declared war, and the trains were running in Germany, and the soldiers were boarding them, headed to the western border. And the Kaiser was very upset because he didn't want a war. And he said to the chief of staff, who was with him at the time, he said, "Can I stop this?" And the chief of staff said, "Well, sire, I think it can't be stopped." Well, that was the wrong answer. The Kaiser was the commander in chief. If he had said, "I want this to stop," it would have stopped. If President Trump is listening, that's what I would tell him. Don't be misled. Nothing has to happen. You are the commander in chief. You can call a halt to this anytime you want. You can end it. You can also change the conditions for an agreement. You can alter it. And I agree with John. If he were to do that, that would be a strategic leap into rationality and future peace in the region. I don't expect it, but that's what I would tell him.
You know, this is a constant assault on my psyche because I'm constantly following it. So it's like, we're going to do it. No, we're not going to do it. Yeah, we're going to do it. Oh, these assholes, they have a lot of power. They're at the White House. Oh, no, Netanyahu's back. And what you had said earlier, John, is that this may be one of their last best hope to get the war that they finally want. But if they don't get it, then we have to keep living like this because they're going to keep screaming for it. And they will breed more people like the Ben Shapiros to keep screaming. What do we do? I mean, what I do is I marinate myself in this Monday through Thursday, and then I go to Costco on Friday and I pretend it's not real because otherwise I will crack.
Let me really ruin your day.
Okay.
Really ruin your day.
Yeah, go ahead.
What happens if the Iranians do fall apart? So the Israelis got the chaos they wanted in Iraq. They got the chaos that they wanted in Iran. Benjamin Netanyahu said this week that the real threat is Turkey, right? He said it this week, it's Turkey. What happens if there are hostilities between Turkey and Israel? Turkey is a NATO country. We are compelled by treaty to defend Turkey. Would we? I doubt it. And that's going to be the end of NATO.
Well, I don't care about that. I'd be happy to see the end of NATO.
I'd be celebrating.
Yeah.
Woman, NATO's already dead man walking. So
Right. I guess my point is, like, how do we whack-a-mole these war lovers so we don't have to hear it and we can go to Costco every day? I don't want to live this way. It's incredibly anxietizing, and they are not going to stop.
Well, maybe we can expand on that. So the Jennifer Griffin clip that I played here, I mean, these are the forces at play. right? The intelligence, Pentagon-adjacent forces, John, that you know so well from having worked at the CIA. And so that's what, in the neocon forces and the Lindsey Graham forces, but the more nefarious behind closed-door forces are the ones that I'm worried about, right? It's not the Lindsey Graham. It's the people that are giving that bit of information to Jennifer Griffin. Then she goes on Fox News and pushes it, and then Sean Hannity goes on his show and wears a CIA lapel pin, which he wears on his show. So, like, what forces are at play here really pushing us inside Washington right now for this war?
Yeah. Well, by all accounts, and I think Larry Johnson would say the same thing, there are factions at play right now. You've got the State Department / NSC all in, the DoD civilian leadership all in, and you have Tulsi Gabbard and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, and apparently Vice President J.D. Vance saying, wait a minute, this is a mistake. We shouldn't be doing this. Now, couple that with the fact that Donald Trump really has done literally nothing to swing public opinion in support of an attack on Iran, and I just don't understand the policy. I don't understand why you would even have conversations where people could be quoted as having said, we've made a decision to attack Iran. How is that in the American national interest? It doesn't make any sense to me. It's not.
I want to ask Colonel. Oh, go ahead, Colonel.
I was just going to say that don't overlook the people that elected Donald Trump to the White House. And when I say elect, I say it tongue-in-cheek. Who are the billionaires that spent the money?
Right.
And one of the things that's very striking to me in 2024 is that someone like Zuckerberg, who put a $250+ million into absentee ballots in major cities across the country and bringing in people to vote and register their votes. What did he do in 2024? That's what he did in 2020. In 2024, that didn't happen. It was called off. Now, why was it called off? Because I think the other billionaires that had historically opposed Trump had sat down with President Trump and made it clear, look, we'll make sure you get into the White House. We'll put you there. We'll support you. But you've got to do some things for us. This time around, you're going to have to deal with Iran. Remember back in June of 2019, we came very close to a war with Iran.
Right.
Trump ultimately walked away. They said, we're not going to allow that to happen again. Now, I don't know what these people may have from Mr. Epstein on anybody in Washington. I imagine there's a lot out there. And that may be part of this. I have no way of knowing. Anything is possible these days. But I'm afraid that's a very important decision factor for President Trump.
Yeah. I want to ask about these reports that are sort of viral right now about clogged toilets on the USS General Ford, that the soldiers are suffering. They're in long bathroom lines. It just smells horrific. That seems like a recipe for disease. But there were reports. So now some are surmising that the soldiers are sabotaging, or the sailors rather, are sabotaging the ship in order to be sent home. But there were reports of this ship having plumbing issues since as far back as 2022. So we can either chalk it up to low military morale or aging infrastructure. Now, Colonel, neither of those show confidence or readiness for a major global conflict. What do you know about that?
I know from my sources in the Navy that sailors actually took undershirts and stuffed them into the toilets to cause them to back up.
Wow.
I know that the
So that's
crew's
true.
very, very unhappy with being at sea now for, 10 months? And before this is over, it will have been a year. They went to Suda Bay. I think they tried to address some of this. And now they pulled out of Suda Bay after, 48 hours or a little more than that to repair things. But you're talking about something else that's hugely important. I don't want to go into great detail, but logistics in the region is very problematic right now. Places we formerly were able to utilize, we can't because of the Huckabee interview, frankly. That particular revelation has turned almost everybody against us in the region. So the Navy is now looking as far away as India and ports there that they can go to as required. there are limited quantities of missiles and ammunition, and at some point you have to break away, you have to go reload everything. And then finally, a lot of these ships have been at sea for long periods of time and need a lot of retrofitting. Now, supposedly there are 3 carrier battle groups currently being prepared right now that could be surged out to the region. They wouldn't be ready for at least another 2 weeks. Some people say 3. But we may see them surge shortly in order to relieve these 2 carrier battle groups. This is tough, you know. People think, well, these ships just go to sea, but they have to be replenished. The people have to eat. You know, you have to have repair parts. You have to make things work that are no longer working after months of use. So there are a lot of problems with this. This is not an easy task. We all forget Iran is a continental power. We are not. We're a maritime aerospace power. We have to fly or sail everything in. Now, one quick correction. I do know that the RAF has sent their F-22s to the region to fly with us, along with their aerial refueling assets. But everybody else, as John says, has said no thanks.
Well, and I can just tell you from the military sources I've spoken to separately about the USS Abraham Lincoln that this is, I think, the 3rd now deployment. They were supposed to come home months ago. They just found out, I think, about a week ago that they were now extended again. So, to your point, 10 months, and they're furious about it. 10 months. So, John, this is troubling. But on the Colonel's point about Huckabee,
That's huge.
that's
But Clayton and I
massive.
both looked at each other off camera like, what an amazing cell phone from that dickhead. So he has made it so that we cannot use those bases for a war we don't even want. We got to thank him for that.
He's such an unhinged clown. He
Служивый! Американец! Что там в ООН насчет Гондураса решил? Вали хуесос! Вот он!
traitor Jonathan Pollard into the American embassy to be feted and for a formal meeting. He should have been fired just for that. Now he's essentially sabotaging our diplomatic relations with long-standing friends all around the region just because Jesus told him to. It's time for him to go. It's well beyond time for him to go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still reeling though from the sabotage of these sailors who are saying, you know, we're done here. What are we doing here? And that speaks to also, you know, these other 50,000, or if it's now more than that, Colonel, forgive me on the numbers, that are sitting there as sitting ducks. And as President Biden said, you know, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when they will be hit and attacked. And these aren't fortresses in the region. These aren't like massive, you know, fortresses. A lot of them are just outposts. So many Americans, rightly so, are probably furious about this, but many American soldiers could potentially be killed as a result of this.
Well, most of our troops have been evacuated from, as you say, these outposts and forward operating bases.
Oh, good.
We've tried to get them out of harm's way. They're not people in southern and eastern Syria anymore. They've all left. We do have the capacity for point defense in a number of different places, but we don't have air and missile defense coverage on a large area. I mean, one of the things that we don't really have is something that you hear referred to all the time, which is integrated air defense systems. We don't have it. That's another problem. We have limited air defense at sea and limited air defense at shore, and I think we'll concentrate where we're going to protect Israel. We'll protect some of the bases where we have a lot of aircraft, and the rest of it will be involve aircraft flying forward to destroy missiles before they reach Israel. That's the best we could do. And as far as the morale is concerned, we tend to forget people are human. I think the Navy has a big problem remembering that. And the admirals have been really pushing the fleet very, very hard for a very long time. And many of them are not nearly as well trained as they were 25 or 30 years ago, I can tell you that.
John, final thoughts.
You know, like I said a few minutes ago, I try hard to be an optimist all the time. But every time I see us take a step forward, it seems we take 2 steps back within 24 hours. And I'm just not optimistic about this. If we make the decision to attack Iran, no good will come of it for the United States. It will damage our international reputation more than it's already been damaged. People will die unnecessarily. We'll further strain diplomatic relations with our partners across the Middle East, not just in the Persian Gulf, but across the region. There's no upside to doing this for the United States. If you're Israeli, sure thing. Let the Americans do your dirty work for you. But as an American, I think this is a grave mistake.
And Colonel, finally, do you think that we are going to attack Iran? And if so,
Yes.
when do you think this timetable might happen?
Well, let's put it this way. 2 March is the full moon, and we have more than a few lunatics inside the Beltway, so I'm going to vote for sometime between now and 2 March.
Well, also,
That's supposed to be
the Jewish holiday of Purim, and according to my sources in Tel Aviv, that would be an ideal date for them to claim victory over the enemy during the Jewish holiday of Purim. So March 2nd, that's what I've been hearing, you've been hearing. There you go. John Kiriak.
Well, I just know that it's the full moon, you know. I'm a druid at heart, you know, given my background. What can I say?
He was out there at Stonehenge.
D-Day happened on the full moon.
A little further north.
Colonel McGregor, John Kiriakou, great to have both of you here to do a deep dive on this. You know, I don't think there's a more important story right now in the United States and what this could bring to the world. So thank you for your perspectives, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
John.
Good
God
to see
bless.
you. Bye-bye.
All right.
All right. Well, March 2nd doesn't work for me.
You've got other things going on that day.
I don't want that. So
I don't want it at all.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
I'm going to reject that calendar invite for war with Iran. Okay. Well,
wouldn't that be amazing if it was that easy? Like someone just sends you a Google Calendar invite. You
And
want
I
war
just
with
push
Iran? Like reject. Sorry.
no, thank you.
Sorry, you're not going to be able to do that.
I kind of thought that's what my vote was for. But I guess I was
Yeah, it definitely would show them how much support they had if they actually did that. Let us all reject the invite.
Right. We voted for a reason. End all Middle East wars. Like that's what people thought that they went to the ballot box for, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Okay, we're going to take some super chats in a second, but before we do that, we want to tell you about our friends at Connect Invest because we are obviously very keen that you look at your money and don't just save it in a bank account, but invest it in performing assets because we see every day as the topic of this show how much the U.S. government is devaluing the U.S. dollar. Your dollar goes less far every single day. And you cannot put it in a savings account because it just loses value. But if you put it in tangible assets, that's why we're always talking about real estate, gold, and silver. Those are our favorite three, our trifecta. Well, if you'd like to invest in real estate, but you don't actually know how, you don't want to be a landlord, that's where our friends at Connect Invest can help you because Connect Invest is a real estate-backed note. So you start earning fixed, predictable monthly income on other people's real estate projects. So you don't have to get a call. You don't have to fix a toilet or a window shade. You are an investor in real estate projects. No 3 a.m. phone calls, no guessing. So you can start with as little as $500. Go to connectinvest.com/redacted or redacted.inc/invest. Both of them work. Actually, I believe they both go to the same place. Am I right about that?
That's the one we prefer. The one on the screen there.
Okay, so do that. You can choose.
Redacted.inc/invest.
Yes. Create your free account, add just $500 to your wallet or more, and then you choose a note, 6, 12, or 24 months, and then you sit back and watch as your monthly income hits your account. So that's predictable monthly income, high interest rates, and again, right now we're also offering a $50 bonus that goes straight to your digital wallet when you sign up. So that's free money and instant return. So go to redacted.inc/invest. Sign up for a $50 bonus. And you can go there and ask questions if you have more questions than just the 30 seconds I've been telling you about. They are there standing by ready to help you. Redacted.inc/invest.
All right, let's get some of these super chats here. Here's a $2 super chat from Bystander Syndrome. Well, those Navy soldiers on Ford don't want to be sacrificed on the blood altar for Israel. Yeah.
Can you blame them? And you know what? Think about, I'm touching you.
Thank you.
Clayton used to have an anchor who touched his arm, and I would get really mad. But I can do that all I want.
Yeah, because you're married to me.
Yeah. Any guesses who that co-anchor on Fox was? You can put it in the chat, and I will.
Tucker?
Tucker.
No. It was a blonde lady. Anyway, what was it? I was just starting to get territorial.
Now you got.
You know what?
flummoxed.
Yeah, what they say is that Navy soldiers are sort of, or any kind of military personnel is brainwashed into conflict. This is showing that that's not true. That they're still. I'm so happy for them, but I want them out of harm's way.
Well, I mean, there's historical precedent for them being sitting there as cannon fodder at the USS Liberty, right? Who brought into that region to then be attacked and killed.
Right.
I've been thinking that this whole time, the whole time that John and Colonel McGregor were talking, I was like, I wonder how long. I think, but the first shot's going to be fired is going to be at one of our ships. Like we're going to lose a ship.
Yeah,
With that point, that's what's going to get us into it, and that's just like I'm not like claiming I can predict the future, but I think like if we get into it, that's how it's going to start. That's just my opinion.
Lose an aircraft carrier, and that's what Scott Ritter said. Like, if we could very easily lose an aircraft carrier there. Can you imagine an American aircraft carrier going down?
Well, and again, Iran has said many times with CIA corroboration, they are not going to strike first. They're not going to do it. So we would know exactly who would do it, but it would be too late by the time we all came around to the proof, much like the USS Liberty. So, yeah, it's horrible. It was not Gretchen Carlson who was touching Clayton.
And it wasn't, all right, GND.
Clayton's mad that I let you guess.
Thank you for your donation. Appreciate it. D. Anderson, thank you for your super chat, your $19 super chat. Appreciate that. And thank you for another one from Kyon Anderson. Thank you so much.
I just want to point out the first one was a Rumble rant, just FYI.
Oh, great.
Not a super chat.
Oh, the first one. Oh, Bystander Syndrome was a Rumble rant. Great. See, there's a little logo right there. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. All right, here, this is a super chat from D. Terry Gypsy. These three men and one woman are worth every penny. Thank you for all of your time and effort, trusted time and time again. Trump played us all, so says a 3 times voter of Trump. Thank you, D. Terry. Thank you Really appreciate that. Kind words.
Yes, very much so.
Gray Scout Ypsilon says, peace will overcome.
Okay.
I hope so.
Thank you for that.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Natalie, Clay, tell the children the truth. Tell the children the truth, because Babylon's system is thieves and murderers, deceiving the people continually. Thank you, Jamie. Tell the truth.
I'm not sure I know what that means. But thank you.
Babylon's system. Babylon's system. Thank you, though. Don Spencer, shock and awe. Iraq was so ugly. Women and children burned in their beds. Yeah. Yeah, and then it was blasted all over the mainstream media, like, shock and awe, look at this incredible U.S. military rolling through and destroying children burned alive in their beds. Millions of people killed as a result of that. Tell the children the truth. I see Babylon system is the vampire deceiving the people continually. All right.
Oh.
Another super chat here, BC USA. We got orders, duties, and locations are classified. They won't ask us or Congress. They're just going to do it. Christ protects us. Thank you for speaking up. Yeah. We got orders, duties, and locations are classified. They won't ask us or Congress. They're just going to do it. Yeah. Right. Israel can't. Yeah, Marsh Flower says Israel can't false flag with hypersonics it doesn't have. Well, that's a great point. You know, one of the only ways really we can bring down these aircraft carriers is with these hypersonics. But that. Thank you. Says I loved Clayton's interview with Tucker. Oh yeah, I was on Tucker's show last night. If you want to go check it out on the Tucker Carlson Network. We had a great discussion about Iran and Fox News and just like the whatever. What else?
I think he just likes to talk to a friend who was inside the belly of the beast and figure out what are they doing over there. It's fun to watch your camaraderie because the both of you have that perspective.
Well, that's going to do it for us here. Thank you. I think we got all the super chats. Thank you guys for hanging out. And by the way, please subscribe to the channel. It's totally free to subscribe here on YouTube and on Rumble and on X. Click that subscribe button and turn on that little bell notification. Because when we go live, you'll get a notification, and you also should get like a push email and all of that to let you know when we're live. We're live Monday through Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. We've got some great guests lined up. We've got a bombshell interview that we're working on for you on Monday. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss this interview. I'm going to get on the phone right now and continue to work on that. But that will roll out on Monday, and I think we're going to probably make some big news with that because there's going to be a lot we're going to reveal on Monday's show. So we will share that with you on Monday. So thank you guys for joining us, and hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye, everyone.
Transforma cazul într-un scandal global. Moartea lui în închisoare înainte de proces a lăsat povestea fără un final clar. De aici au început să apară teorii din ce în ce mai sinistre. Dar cât adevăr există în aceste teorii? Intrăm pe tărâmul conspirațiilor unde doar voi puteți decide ce este realitate și ce este ficțiune. Teoria că Jeffrey Epstein ar fi fost implicat în ritualuri satanice nu a apărut din senin în 2019. Ea se leagă de conspirații mai vechi despre elite și ritualuri secrete. De-a lungul istoriei moderne, acuzațiile de ritualuri oculte au apărut periodic în momente de criză socială. În Evul Mediu, minoritățile religioase erau acuzate de practici demonice, iar în secolul 20, mai ales în anii 80, Statele Unite au trecut prin ceea ce sociologii au numit Satanic Panic, o perioadă în care numeroase comunități credeau că există rețele secrete care practicau ritualuri satanice, implicând copii și elite sociale. Investigațiile ulterioare nu au confirmat existența unor astfel de organizații, dar ideea a rămas puternic întipărită în cultura populară. În paralel cu aceste temeri sociale, fascinația pentru ocultism a crescut în secolul 20, alimentată de figuri controversate precum Aleister Crowley, ocultist britanic care a devenit simbolul modern al magiei ritualice. Crowley, fondatorul filozofiei telema și autorul unor texte despre magie ceremonială, a fost prezentat de presă drept cel mai rău om din lume. Deși practicile sale erau mai degrabă spirituale și filozofice decât criminale,
фронте, капец тебе, служивый! Вот. Нелюдь! Хлебало заводи!